Today I'm going to teach you how to make something like this for your workplace documentation because it's going to help you so much with future jobs and just to really understand what you're doing, but also help others understand what you do. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to create a template for you and share some of my tips so that you kind of know what to expect. So I have a bunch of templates here. I'm just going to make a new page. This is also my documentation for all of my content, by the way, if you're interested in seeing more. Like, I still need to clean it up. To be honest, a bunch of my templates you can probably also make yourself. But I'll explain some tips and rationale. So this, everything here, as well as my workplace template, it's actually, it doesn't take up that much time to make because, I need to update my numbers here. Full transparency. Oh, by the way, if you want even more details, please subscribe to Vegan Tech Nomad. You will get a prompt to upgrade for $5 a month. I'm going to have all of the behind the scenes stuff. You're going to see all of my numbers. It's going to be full transparency. So if you're interested in building your own business the way that I did, make sure to subscribe. I send emails out every Friday. So basically for the price of less than a cup of coffee, you get all of this business information. Anyway, let's go back to the workplace template stuff. I'm going to start making the template now. What you're going to do, if you already currently work and you don't have any documentation, I would recommend you start a page right away or duplicate this template. Your documentation doesn't have to be super complex. Some of my pages, they literally just have notes. Like, for example, let's pretend I learned something and I'm like, okay, don't do XYZ. Like, do this in the future, and then that's it. This is like, that's all that's on the page. So it can be very simple. Don't overthink it. It doesn't have to be super perfect or anything. So to start, I would look at your job description and kind of sort them into buckets of larger responsibilities. So for my work, I'm a growth marketer. So I made a heading here. Let's say one of these is, I'm going to put marketing. But since I work for a startup, they have me do more than just growth marketing. And I really enjoy that because I'm more of a generalist and specialist. And I get bored if I do one thing for too long. So you also should probably understand yourself and what you like doing. So under marketing, there's a bunch of things under marketing that I do. So I'll make a second heading. One will be content. And then I'll duplicate that. This one would be like emails. And then I make 2 columns like that. And then all you have to do is make a separate page. So like content strategy, for example. And then this one, you just make a separate page. Like, for example, email funnel. Things like that. So it can be very, very simple. Some of the other stuff I do, let me duplicate this one. I use purple because it's my favorite color, but you can use anything else as well. I also do some of the website stuff, so I'll put website and then duplicate. Let's say user research, and then you can, some of the data, like for my work, sometimes I document all of the data that I gather. So like when you're running the social media accounts, you can like screenshot the social media dashboards and all your metrics, like how many likes your posts are getting and stuff like that. So when you have to make that documentation on work, you can just mention that on this page. So everything is linked here, but the pages don't have to be here exactly. What about some other stuff? I also, do data analytics stuff. It's actually very interesting. I didn't know that I would like it until I got this job. And then some other stuff, maybe. Okay, I have marketing in its own column because there's like a lot of subcategories, but usually these other ones, it's like separate pages for itself. Yeah, it's just, you can see it with marketing, there's like subheadings, but the other ones is like, I don't do as much there. And then I can do like learning. And then you can also put personal notes like, tabs you want to revisit later, or like a reminder to yourself. So I use a call out button for this. Put reminder to yourself here, links, quick links to reference, etc. And then another thing I want to mention is your wins documentation. Okay, I need to reference my work as well. So here, this is my wins documentation. I put everything I'm featured in because I've done some speaking stuff, I've been interviewed. So all the links are here and I can pull them up easily. I also wrote down like all the feedback. A lot of people asked about the solving racism, but like for our TikTok, somebody commented this and I thought it was really funny. So I put this here as a joke. And then a lot of people commented on my vibes and stuff, like, cause I host a lot of events. So I just put all of that here. The more metrics you have, the better. So I have like screenshots of all of this stuff. And then literally every single Friday, I reflect on my wins, my learnings, and my losses. So what did I write? Okay, so I liked the TikTok videos that I made. I still am kind of struggling with briefing people, I think. And then, yeah, those were my learnings. So I do this every single Friday. It's not that much work. It takes like less than 5 minutes and it just helps me reflect. So I think if you want, you can put a wins document here in documentation. And then I like putting a trophy emoji here. So maybe you don't have to put featured in yet, but you can put like, you know, feedback. And I literally, okay, so at work we have Google Meets meetings and I turn on the subtitles. So when people say something nice about me, I just screenshot the captioning and I just dump it in here. Like I'm literally in the meeting, I screenshot and I put it in there. It takes like 2 seconds. I also do events and I write the newsletter and then all of this stuff, I just, I screenshot the compliments people give me and it's easy. So for example, if you want to categorize them, you can put like writing, and then this would be your writing feedback. And then if you do a little bit of like content creation or like event hosting, you can put that here. And then you can put that in a toggle. Like let's say, loved your newsletter feedback, and then you can write it all in this toggle under writing, and then comments feedback. I remember I wrote the copy, like the caption for one of the ads, and I made a meme for it, and somebody was like, I don't know if I can find it, but somebody was like, oh, this is like so funny, it actually made me happy and laugh. And for context, I'm not a happy person, I don't have like a lot of joy. And I was like, oh my god, this is like such a good compliment, because like people usually don't like ads. Okay, so that's my feedback, and then I'm gonna make a copy of this and do, let's say, reflection. So yeah, every Friday I basically do my own personal reflection, and then I do my work-related reflection. So my work-related reflection, I actually, like every single Friday, my workplace has a meeting, and everybody used to force, not forced, but like everybody was told to do this reflection, but we kind of stopped doing that. So I just continue doing it for myself. Let's put 2024. And then you can put it under a toggle, and then see, that's what I did here. So every Friday I'm like January something 2024. Well, you can do this every Monday too, just like any day of the week that works for you. Wins list here, challenges list here. And then if you have any specific challenges that you think a coworker could help with, this is very helpful for like communicating that with them. And then learnings, I just learn so much at work all the time, so I just want to be able to remember and link to stuff. Sometimes I don't always look back at it, but like every quarter I also do like a work quarterly reflection to just see what I'm proudest of accomplishing that month and then what I want to learn more of the next month. And I just like click on this and then like expand all of the ones from that quarter, and it just helps me so much because I have a terrible memory. So that's on workplace documentation. Again, it does not have to be perfect. You can literally just, example, you can literally just write like, I learned this, and then screenshot, and then link to article you learned from. That's it. it doesn't have to be super complicated as long as you have some kind of documentation there. Because I feel like otherwise we just forget things too easily. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up this template, and I have a scheduled video going out. So if anybody wants the template, you can watch that. But there's also this YouTube video where I go more in depth on it. I will also be emailing things out. What's really interesting, okay, this is more like behind the scenes stuff, but I have been noticing that I wanted to send emails on Mondays because Mondays feel more productive. But the email I sent today did not get as many opens and clicks, whereas the emails I sent before with all of my templates did get more opens and clicks. And then this email that I sent today, it actually had a sponsor in it, and then they paid me. So I was really hoping it would get more clicks, but unfortunately it didn't. So I might have to recalibrate my sponsorship pricing. And that's why in one of these emails, so if you go to my website, I should really get a custom domain for it. And you go to this one. That's why one of my, like, I have a whole list of ways that you can support me if you enjoy the free content I give out. And, you know, if you can't afford to pay me, then the free ones are like to open, reply, and click on, and share my emails because it helps a lot with landing sponsors. Like, I'd rather charge businesses than individuals anyway. And then, like, of course, engaging with my Instagram and YouTube because I'm hoping to monetize my YouTube also helps a lot. So this is like all on my website. So if you enjoy the content that I make and if this helps with your life, then just please make sure to support by opening and clicking my emails. I believe most of the sponsors that I choose, I try to make it relevant. So actually, okay, this is like so much behind the scenes, but since this is about workplace stuff, hopefully you enjoy hearing all of this. But I want to make the sponsors relevant. So actually, I got a sponsor request, and I didn't think that you or like my audience in general would be interested in like Web3 and crypto. So I refused a sponsor actually. But most of my sponsors, including this Web3 and crypto one, it's like free for users like you to join. So as long as you click the link, it's like everything is free. Like, it's free to click. I don't know if I'll ever take sponsors where it's like you have to pay to access one of their things. So yeah, I'll be going more in depth into it. I actually have a premium newsletter as well. So here, I'll show you what it's like. I think I mentioned it already. So if you enjoy this behind the scenes stuff, I actually write all of this down and how I'm building my business. I document everything, but like by $5 a month, you get all of this in your inbox, super organized and stuff. Okay, I think that's all for today. I'm going to clean up this template, but feel free to leave a comment if this is helpful or if you have any other questions, and I'll do my best to respond to them. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I forgot to mention one more workplace tip. So it's from this newsletter that I wrote for work ages ago about helping people break into tech. And this is about workplace communication. I'm going to make so many videos about this because it's so important. It's like a thing that I learned from starting work. Like, this is my first official full-time job. So my CEO/founder kind of roasted our team because he's like, I don't really understand half of what you're sending in Slack. Like, he was really nice about it. And he made this document about how to communicate with the team because this is so important. So like, usually in school, people are like, you need to write so much, but like, no, time is money. Like, the shorter you can make your writing, the better, as long as it still communicates the right information. So I actually actioned his feedback right away, and he gave me compliments for that. So of course I screenshotted it and put it in my Wins document and also in this newsletter. So these are the communication buckets that he proposed. FYI, approval, basically asking somebody to like take action, decision, and then like kind of giving updates. So this is an example message that I sent. I said it was an update, so it's more of an FYI. There's no action needed. It's just for people to see. The key takeaways, bottom line up front, the most important stuff is at the very top. So if people are too lazy to keep reading, they don't have to. I link more context. So this is all of my documentation. So if they want to read more about it or if they want to reference it later, it is linked here, and you can find it in Notion and in Slack and like everywhere. I tagged people who were relevant, and I also added screenshots in case people were too lazy to click onto my documentation. They can just see it all on Slack, because we work remotely. Sometimes people are like out and they like just check the message on their phone. I want to make it as easy as possible. This is where my like UX background came in, because I was like, how can I make this as easy as possible for the user, aka my coworkers? So all of this is super important, and I thought this was really funny because time is money. So the better you can practice your communication skills, the better it will be for everybody. If you want more practice with the skill, try to get feedback from close friends and family. You always have to talk to people, so talk to the current people around you. Doing code outreach, like if you don't have a job and you're trying to get one, figure out how to better communicate and do code outreach and network, and then see what works or not. Okay, so this is just like a mini promotion for my Works newsletter, but I'm focusing more of my energy on my personal one. But if you're curious, these are some of the articles that I've written. Time travel to reach your career goals is one of my favorites, because I also talked about my time tracking stuff here. This is how bad my data dashboards looked before, and then I took the course, and now here's what it looks like. Use code GEN10 if you want a discount code for this course. It's at entrylevel.net. Disclaimer, I work here though, but it's really fun. So yeah, thanks.